To hurry up and do what God commanded.
That's
right.
right.
You gotta ask yourself, why was Satan such in a hurry to keep God's commandments and do what he said? I'm gonna show you, Deuteronomy 28. I'm gonna show you why. Look at this right here. You see this sign? What's going on right here? What do you see?
Slave trade.
You see the slave trade. You heard about that in school? Yep. The transatlantic slave trade. These are the things that happen to us for not making haste. Yep. This is why our oppressors will shoot us down the street. You've seen the marches, right? Black Lives Matter. You see that? Why did that always happen in our community? Why do we always get shot down by the police and stuff like that? Why, brother? You know why? Why? Jealous, envy. Okay, that's a part of it. But watch this. I'm going to show you why. Listen. Watch this. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. Bring it out. It shall come to pass.
So God promised the Israelites. This is why it's important to know your identity. Because right here, African American, that's not who you are. That's a slave name. Right here, West Indian or Jamaican, Puerto Rican, that's not who we are. That's slave names. God calls you Judah in the Bible. You know what Judah means? The praise of God.
That's right.
You are that praise of God. Meaning what? When the earth look at the black man, they supposed to see God. When the earth see how the black man moving, they supposed to be like, that's how God moves. I got to get like him. Watch this though, read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God promised us. It will happen if we do not listen to the voice of God. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To observe, to do his laws. He didn't give us religion. He didn't want us to observe to do Baptist. Observe to do Pentecostal. He wanted us to observe his law. You know what some of God's laws is? Marriage is honorable. Meaning what? You're not supposed to have a girlfriend or boyfriend. You're supposed to get married first.
Bring it up!
Sex. You're not supposed to follow a multitude to do evil, meaning join gangs and get into gang action and violence. That was God's laws that he gave to us as a people. You're not supposed to be a homosexual.
Right.
God's laws, he gave it to us as a people, but you know what happened? We forgot God's laws. Watch this though, read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Read.
That all these curses.
Say all these what?
Curses.
God said he will put what upon us if we didn't listen? He will put what? Curses, right? Is curses good or bad? They bad, right? A curse is a bad thing. But God promised us, if you disobey me, I will put curses on you.
Right.
Let's see some of the curses. 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
He said, our sons and our daughters will be taken from us by another nation and given to a whole nother race of people. What does that sound like to you?
Bring it out.
What does that sound? Look at this sign. What does that sound like to you?
Bring it out.
Do you see this over here? Do you see Africa right here? You see all this purple? This was the destinations and stops of them slave ships.
Bring it out.
Given to another people. Taught another ideology. Taught another God. That's what happened. Watch this. Read on.
And that eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long.
And then when we got in those lands, what happened to our children? What happened? You seen slave movies? What happened when the kids got on the auction block and they got to sell them? What happened? And what did the mama do? They did what? They cried.
Separated us.
They cried. They separated us and they cried. How you doing, bro? Check this out. They separated us and we cried. Ain't that what happened to us in slavery? When our brothers and sisters got sold to Tennessee and Mississippi away from us, didn't we cry for our family members back? God said that was going to happen to us for disobeying. Watch this.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
And God said, guess what? I know you think you bad. I know you think you're strong and powerful and you can beat everybody up. But God said, when these nations come against you, because you didn't want to obey me as your father, I'm going to make sure they beat you down. I'm going to make sure you ain't going to have no military might to be able to overcome them to take back your land.
Right.
That's why we're not back in Israel. That's why we're not back in Africa. That's why we need passports and permission slips to leave this country. Because these nations have destroyed us and brought us down. Therefore, we have no might in our hand. Black people make billions and billions of dollars and spend it on hair, video games, and all these other things. We have no money and financial might in our hands.
Bring it out.
We have no political might. What stands in power we got in the politics?
Nothing.
What laws can we make to fix our community? Nothing. LGBT get laws before us.
Right. Bring it out.
LGBT get laws before the black man do. And the black man been here slaving for over 400 years, but an LGBT brother can feel offended and he can get laws.
Bring it out.
He can get, the Chinese get laws before we do. We built this country.
Right.
But the white man will give a Chinese person laws and rules and protection before a black man.
Bring it out.
When he built his kingdom up. You would think it would be honorable. But that's what they don't do. Because God said he would curse us. You hear that, brother? God said that. I want you to pay attention. Read.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
So he said, not only will we be oppressed and these nations will take our land and our bodies. Not only that, but guess what else they're taking? The food of the land. Wait a minute. Who work all them long hours and get pennies? Who work 12-hour shifts, 60-hour weeks, and barely get money, barely get paid? These companies, especially like in the truck driving world, these companies will give you $200 or $1,000 to do a road or something go here, but at the end they making like $8,000 off of it. They making like $9,000 off of it. They giving you the crumbs, and you sitting there thinking you blessed. Oh, I'm blessed in Jesus. No, you're not blessed. You cursed. You cursed, but watch the big one. Watch this, young man. 68. I want to show you because y'all heard about slave ships, right? Why did that happen to us?
Because I think we broke God's commandments, like we didn't follow his laws, right? So
Right. What about you, young man? What you think? From what we bringing out so far, why do y'all think this stuff happened to us? You said what?
Because the people brought us over here.
Huh? The people brought us over, but why?
Make us work for them.
Right. But why? I'm going to show you. I'm going to read it again for you. 15. I'm going to read it again. I want you to understand. That's the thing. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God prophesied and promised us, sis, you listening? He promised us it's going to happen if we do not listen to him. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To observe, to keep his laws, his commandments. Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
And all these what?
All these curses.
All these curses will come upon. So these curses that we're reading about came upon us for our disobedience.
Right.
You know why that's important to understand? Because no more can you blame God for anything that go wrong in your life.
Right.
You got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why is this happening? What did I do? What did I do wrong for God to allow this stuff to happen to me? Because that's what we do sometimes. We question God. Why did God kill my cousin? Why God kill my brother? Why you didn't find out what God said to do so that that stuff would not happen? But we don't examine those things. But God promised us, we disobey, he will bring curses. Watch 68. My sis, how you doing? How you doing, sister? Huh? Dorothy. Okay, Dorothy, I want you to listen. Because what we now going, you heard the Israelites before? Okay, so what we're going over now is the curses that God would put on us as a people. To identify us as the Israelites. And understand why the curses happen to us. Because we can sit back and know the curses, but to understand why, now we can understand what we got to do so they can get off of them.
That's right.
To understand what happened. What did we do wrong? Where we go wrong with God, right? Because we keep getting shot down, we keep getting at the low. We trying to figure out what's going on. Why do you think we marching to, in front of the Capitol and things like that to get peace?
Bring it out.
Because what? We confused.
Right.
We don't know what we did wrong. We try to plead to the white man. Please give us our rights. Please help us out. We pleading to the wrong person.
Bring it out.
We're supposed to be pleading to God.
That's right.
Watch this though, 68.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. Bring it out. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So God said, remember, Moses, we just left out of Egypt. Who know about the history of Egypt? Everybody? Okay, all praises. So we just left out of Egypt. We were just what? Slaves. We were just slaves. So Moses is telling us, we're going to go back to a place that's just like ancient Egypt, that's just like the slavery we just came out of if we disobey. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
God said he will bring us to that same slavery like state again with what?
With ships.
How do we get over here, brother, to America? With ships, right? That's in the Bible.
That's right.
All this time it's been in the Bible. Why nobody tell us this stuff?
Right.
Who did God was talking to when he said this? Everybody know. Who was God talking to when he said this? Deuteronomy 101. I want y'all to understand clearly. They're talking on the Israelites of the Bible.
That's right.
Let's read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words.
These be the words.
Which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Who was Moses speaking to in Deuteronomy?
All Israel.
So when we read Deuteronomy 28 that we were going slavery on slave ships, he was speaking to who? The Israelites.
Right.
But who did it actually happen to in this time? Us. And what are we called today? Black, African American, Hispanic, color. So guess what? Even that itself, what did God consider that? That's one of the curses. That's just 37. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
So God said, we as a people, we would become that what? Astonishment. You know what an astonishment is? Amazement. Wow, these are people of God, but they act like that. You know what's astonishing? That every rap music video, and every from a male and a black woman, is about twerking and killing.
Yep.
I want anybody right now, I challenge you, go look on your phone and pull up a video of these rappers today and show me that they ain't got no twerking in the video and they ain't talking about murdering in it. Anybody? You ain't gonna be able to do it. It's impossible. It's impossible. Read on.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
You know what a proverb is, sis? Y'all know what a proverb? What is a proverb? A proverb is a wise saying. Where do black people live?
Where we live?
Yeah, where do black people live at?
The ghetto. Come check it out.
Huh?
The ghetto.
The where? Why is that automatically our mind state when we think about black people? Because we cursed.
Yep.
That's the curses that's being fulfilled. That's the prophecy being fulfilled. As soon as you think about a black person, you think of, oh, he live in the ghetto.
Yep.
He live in the hood. That's why you got that one black person that don't. And they be like, what? This your house, bro? What's good? Look at these. That's what they be like. Because it's astonishment for us not to be there. Watch this, read.
Among all,
Proverb.
a proverb and a byword.
What is that byword?
Black African American.
Black African American. A byword is a name outside of any name that God gives you.
That's right.
That's a byword. Real nigga, that's a byword. A thug, that's a byword. A dumper, that's a byword. A trapper, that's a byword.
Right.
Boyfriend and girlfriend, bywords, because God never ordained any of our people to be boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
He ordained us to be what? Husband and wife. That's the only titles that God ordained with relationships when they come to marriage.
That's right.
Husband and wife. That's it. But what happened? We lost that history. How you doing, brother? What's your name?
Jose.
Jose? Where you see us up on that sign?
Right there.
Did y'all know he family?
Yes.
Did y'all know that he our brother?
Yep.
Because it's a thing where blacks, Hispanics, blacks, Mexicans, they think that we enemies.
Right.
They think that we hate each other.
Bring it out.
But guess what? We just lost our history.
That's right.
The same thing I read about what happened to black people, it happened to your people.
Yep.
Because you don't have your original name. When the Mexicans and the Puerto Ricans and all that got their names, it was because the white man gave it to you.
Bring it out.
You didn't have those names before he came. He conquered you. That's why you had like the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas. That's what y'all was calling yourselves. But who was y'all calling yourselves before that? Israelites.
That's right.
Sons of Joseph.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.